Today, I decided to do an all-time Legends fantasy draft and simulate a few seasons and see what happens on NBA 2K24. I'm not gonna lie, I was watching a Kenny video. He did a fantasy draft in his recent video, and it wasn't even about this. It was just a random fantasy draft, and I was like, yo, that would be fun to do all-time teams like that. So let's go ahead and look at all the rosters. Let's start off that video like that. I already see LeBron James on the Knicks on the screen right now, which is crazy. But if we go over to the Sixers, they got David Robinson, Bob Pettit, okay, they got Grant Hill, and pretty much all these teams are gonna be like super OP. The lowest overall in this team is at 83 overall. So we're gonna look at like probably a top like 5 or 6 and see. That depends on who's gonna be the best. I don't know who had the first pick, but Kobe Bryant definitely went pretty high to the Bucks. So the Bucks had to have a high pick. I thought that was Magic Johnson. I was like, why is he only a 92 overall? So they got Anthony Davis. This team doesn't look that great actually. They got Kobe really just leading the way though on the Bucks. The Bulls, they ended up getting the Big O, and interesting team all around there. And they actually got some current players. I think I just saw. Yeah, they get no. I thought it said no. Rudy Gobert's right there. Mike Conley and Rudy Gobert. Look at that. Oh, that's crazy. Anyway, we go to the Cavs. Oh, they definitely had a top pick. The Cavs got Dirk Nowitzki, and they got a couple big men here. Like they got like a really big lineup. I feel like right here with these 3 guys. That's going to be crazy to see. They got some decent guards as well. They also got Brook Lopez off the bench. Which can this Brook one shoot? Yeah, he can. So there you go. The Celtics ended up. Oh, they definitely had a top pick, bro. They know how to draft. They got Larry Bird, Steve Nash, and Joel Embiid. That's actually, they're going to fit perfectly together, I feel like, because Larry Bird can play make, Steve Nash can play make. They both can shoot. They're both like the best 50, 40, 90 players of all time. And then you got Joel Embiid in the paint just doing his thing, pretty much like the new Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish combination there, but even better. Brandon Roy, if he didn't get injured, which I might actually do a video on that. Let me know down below in the comments if you guys want to see a video, what if Brandon Roy didn't get injured. We got Tom Chambers, LaMarcus Aldridge. Yeah, this team was definitely going to be a top tier team. The Celtics, also I just realized the Celtics got Larry Bird in the sim. That's crazy. The Clippers, Chris Paul, another one where like they actually got a player that was there. And it looks like the Clippers kind of sold also, bro. I think the Clippers are going to do what they did in real life and just be terrible. Is that Jalen Brunson, 88 overall? That's crazy. He's higher overall than some of these legends, man. That's crazy. The Grizzlies ended up with Hakeem Olajuwon and Luka. That's going to be, and then they got a defender in Sidney Moncrief to help out as well with Luka not really playing defense. Same with Shawn Marion. That team in theory is going to be good, but I don't know. I feel like it's going to kind of be lackluster. And then the Hawks got Vince Carter, which he actually played in the Hawks at one point in his career. Got Ray Allen as well. That's like an ultimate duo of like the 2000s like shooting guards right there. You got Damian Lillard here as well. They got a lot of offense, but not much defense. It looks like with George Mikan as well here. It's always funny to me when I see George Mikan in his glasses, bro. It's always so funny to me. The Heat ended up with Walt Frazier, Kevin McHale. Yeah, this team is kind of like lackluster. It got like those low-key legends on the team. The Hornets ended up with Kevin Durant, Patrick Ewing, Penny Hardaway, Mutombo. So they got a couple big men here. I think they kind of went too hard on the big men. I'm gonna be honest with you. The Jazz, they got Giannis. There's Giannis. Giannis is the best player on the team. Bob Cousy's on the team as well. Bill Walton. That's gonna be a very good duo right there. Giannis and Bill Walton. They also got Blake Griffin though. Blake Griffin and Giannis would have been a crazy duo because you could have hit Giannis a center and then Blake Griffin a power forward. That would have been crazy, man. Magic Johnson went to the Kings. I saw a purple and I thought this was the Lakers. He went to the Kings. John Havlicek's on the team with him, which is an interesting duo right there because obviously the Celtics and Lakers. Then you got Yao Ming on the team as well, and Chris Bosh. So you're gonna have like a starting lineup. What? Magic Johnson, this guy right here, Richie Guerin, and then John Havlicek, as well as Chris Bosh and Yao Ming. That's going to be a really good lineup. I feel like you're gonna be able to do a lot with that because Yao Ming can pretty much just be treated as Kareem in this sim. And as we saw earlier, the Knicks got LeBron, but they also got Gary Payton, which is actually really useful for this team because you don't really need too much playmaking for your point guard, even though he's a decent playmaker. You just need more defending from the point guard if you're on LeBron and make sure he can actually shoot decently, which he's good enough at shooting in this version. But you kind of have Rondo on here. This is not really a good team outside of those two. So the Knicks kind of sold. I don't know. They had a top pick. I guess they just didn't really do that good. Now the Lakers ended up with Moses Malone. Elgin Baylor still goes back to the Lakers just like in real life. Dennis Johnson, Dennis Rodman. We got both Dennises. Dennis Rodman actually played for them at one point. And I don't know, the Lakers are kind of lackluster, but at the same time, I feel like they're gonna be a sleeper team, like not an exciting team to watch, but like a team that's gonna do really good just because like they got solid players all around. They're just not really exciting. The Magic, this is okay, we don't talk about this guy, but that's crazy that they got him and Jokic because that's going to be an interesting duo at the big men right there. Chris Mullin and Gilbert Arenas both can shoot crazy. Same with Tim Hardaway Jr. Anthony Edwards is good. No, that's Tim Hardaway, not Tim Hardaway Jr. And Anthony Edwards can dunk on everybody. He's a perfect guy to play with Jokic right there. And then we scroll over to the Mavericks. They got Stephen Curry, Jerry Lucas, Jimmy Butler. Stephen Curry and Jimmy Butler would be a crazy duo, by the way. The Nets ended up with Tim Duncan, and people are already mad on this team. I don't know why they're already mad, but they're already mad. And they got Marc Gasol, which is an interesting duo of Tim Duncan and Marc Gasol. John Stockton's on the Nuggets with Charles Barkley. This might be one of the top teams. Also, Charles Barkley and Reggie Miller and all them are in this game, in this roster, so that's a W. DeMar DeRozan and Bradley Beal. That's an interesting duo at the top there, for sure. They could definitely do like a new Stockton and a guy who we don't talk about duo back on the Utah Jazz. Pacers, their best player is Scottie Pippen, David Thompson, Shea's here as well. That team's not that bad. I feel like they're gonna be a sleeper team, honestly. And then we go to the Pelicans. They end up with Shaq and Jason Tatum and Kyrie and Clay and Mark Eaton and Al Horford. That's gonna be an interesting team. Their bench isn't that crazy, but their starting lineup here and like I guess their backup center as well is pretty good. And Shaq's going to do his thing. Kyrie and Shaq in a pick and roll would be deadly, I swear, even though Kyrie's not a playmaker like that. Now we got Kareem. They definitely had a top pick. Kareem for the Pistons. They had Devin Booker, Tony Parker. I feel like that's kind of a good duo in the guards to have with like someone like Kareem. Obviously, it'd be nice to have like Magic, but you got two like really good scoring and playmaking guards, especially Tony Parker, scoring and playmaker. We go over here. The Raptors got Wilt, James Worthy, Russell Westbrook. That's an interesting trio. And they got John Wall. Yeah, their point guards are kind of cooked right there when it comes to like shooting. Now we go over to the Rockets. You got Dr. J, Pete Maravich, Bob McAdoo. This could be a sleeper team as well. It's just kind of like a weird roster in my opinion, but this could be a decent team right there. And the Spurs ended up with Bill Russell and Kawhi went back to the Spurs. This team is going to do a lot. I feel like, you know, they have a couple players that you don't really care about, but you're definitely going to have Bill Russell doing his thing and Kawhi. Like that defense right there, that's insane. That's just two defenders like crazy. I don't know much about this guy. I don't know if it looks like he is a defender. So it looks like their defense is absolutely insane. The Suns ended up with KG, Dominique Wilkins as well. They also got Manu Ginobili, Baron Davis, Willis Reed. They got AK-47 as well. That's interesting. But that Kevin Garnett and Dominique Wilkins right there, they're going to go crazy. The Thunder ended up with D Wade and D Rose. Oh my, I'm excited to watch. That's probably the most exciting team right there. And they got Zion and apparently 17-year-old Joe Johnson. Like, why is he so young? That's like ridiculously young. But you got Dwayne Wade and Derrick Rose, bro. Both young as well, man. Oh, that's going to be exciting. That's going to be really exciting. The Timberwolves ended up with, oh, this is another exciting team. Tracy McGrady and Carmelo Anthony with Dwight Howard chilling over here as well. And they got, oh, I thought it was Lonzo Ball, but LaMelo Ball still. And Prime Ben Simmons. Yeah, this team is going to be entertaining as well. The Trailblazers, finally, we see Michael Jordan, which actually, this could have been a real thing. He could have went to the Trailblazers in real life, almost did. Michael Jordan on the Trailblazers. They got Jason Kidd. That's an interesting duo. Basically, just getting like a super better version of Ron Harper, really. Elvin Hayes, you got Pau Gasol. I don't really think the big men here besides Pau Gasol. Like their big men and their bench doesn't really look that great. I mean, they got some great defenders and shooters and stuff like that, but not really. Clyde Drexler's on the Warriors. AI is as well. I don't know about that duo. I don't think that duo is going to do too good. Paul Pierce also getting at it. Like this starting lineup is solid, but like I don't know about it. I mean, they got shooters. Shawn Kemp isn't the best shooter. I guess Cat makes up for that. The Wizards, they got Jerry West and James Harden. That would be a crazy duo. And then they got Kevin Love and Robert Parrish. So and then Grayson Rice. So their starting lineup isn't bad. It's just going to be interesting to see. And what do you guys do right now is comment down below. What team do you think is going to win the championship in season number 1? And I don't know if I should turn off injuries or not, but I kind of want to see what actually happens. So I'm just going to turn off injuries and fatigue. So if you're to put every NBA legend of all time in the NBA and did a fantasy draft, apparently Kevin Garnett would win MVP? That's interesting. I mean, he's definitely one of the top 50 players here in this sim, but I don't know. Do you guys think that would happen? MVP Kevin Garnett? I mean, I guess his defense impact helps, but he kind of got everybody of all time. Maybe it comes down to just the teams. I don't remember who he had on his team, but yeah, he did his thing. He did 22 and 10. I mean, it shows his stats from when he was on Minnesota. Let's ignore that. He did his thing here back in his prime, though. It kind of looks like, actually, yeah, it looks pretty similar to his prime. Maybe just a little bit less rebounding. That's about it. But he's definitely more of a playmaker in this situation. 6th man of the year is Louis Dampier. That's interesting. I don't know who he's actually starting behind. Scottie Pippen, defensive player of the year. That makes sense. He's one of the greatest defenders of all time. Most improved player, Al Horford. I don't really know what, I guess no one, I don't know. I don't really know how to judge that one. Clutch player of the year is Kevin Durant on the Hornet. That looks so weird, but so good at the same time. I'm not going to lie. Coach, do they have the Feastables? No, they don't have the Feastables on yet. Coach of the year, Adrian Griffin, the Bucks. The Bucks did pretty good, apparently. Executive of the year, the Mavericks did pretty good. Jordan Hobson. And let's go look at the All-NBA teams. You got, I can't talk about that guy. I should have been number 13, not even number 32, bro. He should have been number 13. Kevin Garnett, there's just a bunch of forwards, and Oscar Robertson, he's basically a forward. So you got Giannis, and Giannis and LeBron both make, LeBron makes sense, but Giannis makes the first team with all these legends. Isn't that crazy? The second team right here, Dwayne Wade's on the team. Okay, Tim Duncan, Hakeem Olajuwon, Bob Pettit, Elgin Baylor. James Harden makes the All-NBA third team. And I don't even think this is not even prime James Harden, I don't think this is like 97, 98 overall James Harden. But anyway, let's go to the defensive team. Players we all expect to be here, right? Clyde Drexler is kind of a, you know, I don't really think of him much of a defender like that, as much, at least like above all these other players that are in the league right now. And then all NBA, we don't have any rookies. We literally have no rookies. So let's go look at the standings and the league leaders and all that. So the best team in the league, who was it? It was the Dallas Mavericks, going 57-25. Who do they have on their team? I forgot. You guys remember, but I don't. Stephen Curry and Jimmy Butler. That's interesting. That is very interesting to see, like, who would win that in that situation. The Bucks are the best in the East with John Morant, Kobe Bryant. Okay, Kobe Bryant, Anthony Davis, and John Morant makes sense. The Bulls, they were second here. Honestly, the league was very, very even. The worst team in the league were the Nuggets. They had John Stockton, I guess, because they were kind of like had like useless players when it comes to superstars in this situation. The Warriors did pretty bad as well. I kind of called that. They have like a weird lineup. And Trailblazers did really bad as well. The West did worse, it looks like. Michael Jordan and Jason Kidd, apparently he's not a very good duo. The Timberwolves, I mean, same with this. This is a chaotic duo. It's entertaining, but it's a chaotic duo. And I don't know. I don't know what to say. What about the East? The Celtics did really bad. They had Larry Bird, though. I remember that. Steve Nash was off the bench, apparently. They just kind of got sick of that dude, I guess, because he doesn't play defense. That's interesting. Who are the league leaders, though? Like, I don't even know how to check the league leaders. We got to go to, like, the stats, the standings. So we go over the season stats, league leaders. There we go. So the league leaders, I don't care about these stats. We want points per game. So the league leader in points per game was actually, it was really even. Usually in 2K when we simulate, it's like 30 points per game, 35 points per game. No, Kevin Durant led it, which makes sense. 34 or 24 points per game, with James Harden right behind him, 22 or 23. 23 with LeBron, Curry 22. So not that many people average above 20. Like only 23 people average 20 points per game. You would think it'd be more in this situation because all the superstars. Now rebounds, not really anybody going crazy. We can't talk about this guy though, so let's ignore him. Bob Pettit led the league in rebounds per game. Kevin Garnett did pretty good too. He just won the MVP, obviously, you guys saw. Who played the most minutes? I'm just curious. So it was LeBron. Of course it's LeBron. Assists per game, Magic Johnson's pretty obvious. Same with Steve Nash. Jerry West is interesting. I thought he would be trying to be more of a scorer in that situation. John Stockton is obvious as well. JoJo White, okay. LeBron actually averaged 10 assists per game basically, and Chris Paul is a little bit lower than you probably would expect. Steals per game, Allen Iverson led the entire NBA of all time in steals per game. I mean, he is pesky. He's a great person who steals, you know, the ball from people. He's great at stealing the ball and got fast hands and all that, and he's a pesky little guy. But I felt like there would be someone else that'd be higher. I'm not gonna lie. Hakeem Olajuwon led the league by far with 3. I thought Mark Eaton would be higher, but maybe Mark Eaton didn't really play. I think he was on the bench, that's why. I think he would have been playing on the bench. Turnovers per game, Jerry West and Curry led the league, tied for the league right here. Fouls per game, David Thompson and Carmelo Anthony. League leader in the stat right there. Let's look at the 3-point percentage real quick. I just want to see 48% for Kiki. But let's go ahead and simulate. I'm just going to simulate through the play-in because we don't really care about the play-in that much. So it is the Mavericks versus Pelicans here, which I hope you guys remember all the teams because I really don't. I'm gonna be honest. We're gonna try to get through some games here. We're gonna simulate some games, see if we get any like game 7s kind of going on here. We have a lot of game 7s, so I don't know which one to pick. Maybe this Grizzlies versus Memphis one because it's so close. Let's just pick this one, simulate with Simcast, and let's see what happens. Looks like it is a close game. The Grizzlies are winning by 3 points right now. Let's jump in. Is that Trae Young I see right there? Trae Young is on the Spurs. I don't even remember that happening, but there's a minute left in this game. Game 7 in the first round of the playoffs. The Spurs are down by 3. You got Trae Young. Ben Wallace setting a screen. Why didn't Trae Young just pull the 3 there? We got the Charmin guy that I had no idea who he was. Isn't that like literally like a toilet paper brand or something like that? Or some kind of brand like that. Trae Young, you could have shot like so many 3s at this point. Another screen with Ben Wallace. This time he fakes a pull up. 2 seconds left. He does a random shot and misses it, but Ben Wallace bails him out. Pump fakes, goes up, and now they're only down by 1 point. Better be Doc Rivers, because if that is Austin Rivers playing right now, yeah, that's definitely Doc Rivers. I would say if Austin Rivers is playing in this game, I don't know what's going on. Sidney Moncrief off the off-ball screen, wide open 3, green. Sidney Moncrief is him right there. He's up by 4 points, 31 seconds left. I mean, you got Trae Young on this team. Man can shoot 3s from half court. He's basically mini Curry, so I don't know why he isn't just pulling anything. He's getting wide open off these screens and just being scared to shoot. He's just, I don't know, I think the lights are too bright. I just realized Luka's on the other team, isn't he? So it's Luka versus Trae Young in the first round of playoffs, and the Spurs have Kawhi. I just remember that. Fat Lever's in the game. They took Trae Young out. They got tired of that dude. And Fat Lever, I don't know how well of a shooter he is all the time, but Bill Russell, I think he just checked in the game. He got a wide open pick and roll dunk there. And now it's 20 seconds left. They have to foul. And they pass over to Al in Houston. I guess maybe he's a better free throw shooter than Luka. I don't know. And Luka looks really weird in the Grizzlies. All right, first free throw goes up for Luka and he hits it. If he hits both free throws, I have good confidence like that they're going to end up winning this game. And he ends up missing the free throw. Then they have timeouts? They don't even have any timeouts. So Bo Russell gets the rebound, throws up the Sharman guy. And Sharman, he looks really tiny. I've never heard of this guy. He looks super tiny though. Passing over to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi with a fadeaway 3 over Luka, and he misses it. Oh my goodness. And they're going to keep on fouling. I'm just going to say that's game. If something crazy happens, I'm sorry that you guys missed it, but yeah, they ended up winning. And kind of like how that regular season went, no one really had like a crazy performance. Everybody kind of just did their thing. I mean, that's kind of what you expect to happen though whenever you have like every superstar ever in NBA history on the same team or in the same league. All right, who do we simcast next? It's either a 1-8 seed or a 2-7. I'm not gonna lie, I want to see Shaq and Mark Eaton in action, so we're gonna simulate that series down there. I don't know who just won it. And at the very end, they end up blowing them out. I know you guys see that fourth quarter, 45-18. It was close all the way up until then. So the Pelicans get to the second. They were the 8th seed, which isn't that crazy. And the Bulls ended up winning down on the east side over there. So it's Grizzlies versus Pelicans. Luka, Hakeem Olajuwon is like the duo there. You got Kyrie, Klay, Jason Tatum, and Shaq. And then we go down here. It's the Suns versus Lakers. The Suns got that Dominique Wilkins, Kevin Garnett duo that ended up winning the MVP. And then you got the Lakers with Elgin Baylor, David West, Moses Malone, Dennis Rodman. They kind of have an all-around team, kind of a sleeper team there. The Pacers versus the Cavs. I remember the Cavs having someone crazy, but the Pacers have Defensive Player of the Year Scottie Pippen, and the Cavs, who do they have? Oh, they have Dirk. That's what it was. I remember saying the Cavs are going to be like, I think that's what I said. And then the Bulls versus Knicks. The Bulls have kind of an all-right team. They have Ron Harper again, which is funny. They have Big O and like just like a supporting cast that's really great, superstar supporting cast. And the Knicks, they have LeBron James and Gary Payton. That's going to be interesting. Let's simulate through these games. So it looks like there is a Game 7, Phoenix versus the Los Angeles Lakers. Let's see what happens. I feel like someone's going to get blown out here. And I was kind of right about that. The Suns just blew out the Lakers in that situation. And there is a Game 7, Pacers versus Cavs. Looks like we got a close game right here. It's only a 4-point deficit for the Pacers. Cavs have the ball right now. If they score, they pretty much ice the game. You got, who is that? Calvin Murphy? Calvin Murphy, a crazy pull-up out of nowhere. Scottie Pippen with the rebound. Defensive Player of the Year. Mr. Defensive Player of the Year is running up the court now. He has, I think that's Rick Barry on him right there. Passes over to... What Thompson is that? Why am I tripping? Why am I tripping right now? David Thompson. There we go. David Thompson, one of the most slept-on scorers of all time, actually. I think he was like the leading scorer of like the 70s or the 80s, whatever season or whatever decade he was playing in. Ralph Sampson, Mr. 7'4", just missed a post hook on Alonzo Mourning that was wide open, and they are avoiding fouls. Oh my God, they just think they were the best avoiding at fouls ever right there. Did you guys see that? They just kept dipping out of there, and David Thompson with the ball right now. He could ice the game right now, and if he does, I'm just gonna go ahead and simulate out of this game. You got Alonzo Mourning, big mismatch on him right now. Pass over to Ron Harper. 4-3, and he splashes that in his face, and that is crazy. Wait, I just said that if David Thompson will score. I'm going to say if he misses, this game's over. But it looks like Ron Harper is clutch. 17 seconds left. It's a 1-point game for the Cavs. Got Alonzo Mourning inbounding the ball to Mark Price. Yeah, that is Mark Price. I kind of was skeptical for a second there. And he gets the ball, gets the free throws. I think he shot like 90-something% from the free throw line in his career. Yeah, he has a 95% chance of hitting that. That's the first one that goes in. This could be a 3-point game right now, and it is a 3-point game. The Pacers have their last timeout that they just took. And right now, Shea has the ball, pushing Mark Price out of the way. David Thompson, mid-range game is fire. He hits it. David Thompson and Ron Harper are going crazy. They're only down by 1 point now. 11 seconds left. They have to foul the Chenier guy. Is it Phil Chenier? Is that his name? I think that's what his name is. He's an OG to the NBA game, and he hits the first free throw. Doesn't shoot that well, it looks like. So he could miss one. If you miss this one, they're in trouble. They missed the second one. Yes, I just like, I did not write a script for this video. It sounds like I made a whole script for this. Oh my God, they just turned over the ball. What happened? Mark Price is going to hit these guaranteed. There's no way he doesn't. That's game, bro. That is literally game. Yeah, the second one does go in. We'll watch the last 4.7 seconds. I don't know what they were thinking, bro. They just, I don't even know when it went up the court. Ron Harper, the greatest 3-point shooter of all time, apparently. Just, I thought he hit that for a second. So I don't know who that was. Whoever threw that full court pass just completely sold, bro. Like, what were you doing? And no one really went off. But once again, if you put all the legends in the same NBA, I think everyone would just kind of do their own thing. And now our conference finals is the Suns versus Pelicans with Dominique, Kevin Garnett, which I did not think that would make it this far. And then you got Jason Tatum, Kyrie Irving, like Shaq team, Klay Thompson team, like this weird team that's like a mismatch of players, but also kind of works. And then you get the Bulls still chilling over here. And my pick at this point, I don't even know, bro. Like, I wouldn't think any of these teams would win a championship. All the teams I thought would win a championship are all gone. And both series are 2-3. Let's go ahead and jump into Simcast. And the Suns blew out the Pelicans, so it's going to Game 7 over there. And the Bulls beat the Cavs in 6. So it wouldn't let me go simulate this one. It automatically simulated it. So the Bulls are waiting in the NBA Finals right now with Big O. Billy Cunningham, Jerry Stack. This team is so weird to me. Like, how did this team make the NBA Finals? I don't know. But let's go ahead and go to Simcast for this game. Hopefully it's a close game. I want to see some crazy stuff happen. My wish was not really actually. Oh no, my wish was granted. Are they gonna hit the free throws? All right, let's jump in. 33 seconds left, down by 4. And the Pelicans do have the ball while being down 4. Mark Eaton is in the game. I think they have a better center. I don't know who they have. I think it was like Shaq or something like that. I know Shaq and Mark Eaton at the same time. Oh my God! First of all, the Clay was wide open off that off-ball screen. They just wasted their timeout. These guys are not playing, bro. Do they have Vince Carter? No, they don't have Vince Carter. Hawks have Vince Carter. I don't know if any trades went down during the season. I probably should have checked that. But right here, we got, is that Anton Jameson? Is that? That is Anton Jameson. But look at that ball knowledge, though. Right here, passing over to Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum could be him. He doesn't really do the him things in the playoffs. So what is he going to do here? He's going to dribble around, waste a shot clock, pass down to Shaq. Okay. Shaq somehow misses that. I think they kind of sold the game right there, bro. I'm not going to lie. Kevin Garnett with the free throws, Mr. MVP of the season. Shaq looks so depressed and done with life and done with this team, bro. He's like, I'm about to go. He missed the first free throw. If he misses another free throw, they're still in the game right now. Or they still could be in the game if he hits it. All right. Only down by 5 points. 15 seconds left. If they score fast and get some stops or do something, I don't know what they can do. They can do something. What is going on? They're like panic passing the ball. Shaq better not shoot the 3. Anton Jameson for the 3. Not the best option to win. He misses. That's game. We're going to send him out of this game. And this game, nothing really special happened, honestly. Let's go ahead and go to the NBA Finals. I didn't get like a pop-up of who won like the conference finals, all that, like the awards or whatever, but we're going against the Suns and Bulls. The Bulls could win a championship. I don't know. My pick, honestly, I think the Suns are going to win just because they got like a lot of sleeper players on their team and then they got the MVP. I feel like the Suns are kind of like, not the Suns, the Bulls are like, So let's go ahead and see what's going on. Simulate game 1. It's up 1-1. Oh no, 2-1. Okay. And it's going to game 5. Let's go to Jump and Simcast. In this game, the Bulls look like they're blowing it. Oh, they kind of came back a little bit there, but no, the Bulls won. Are the Bulls going to win the championship? My pick just completely got destroyed. All my picks are getting destroyed. And the Bulls are going crazy, bro. So it looks like the Bulls win a championship. If not Bulls, but like just in general, Oscar Robertson. I might actually do this with all-time teams as well. Just put all the all-time teams for every NBA team and just simulate and see what happens, just like I did today. But Oscar Robertson wins Finals MVP. Apparently the Bulls and their team, whoever they drafted, Jerry Stackhouse, Blake Cunningham, Chris Webber, Dave Cowens, you got Ron Harper, Rudy Gobert, Mike Conley at the bench. These guys end up winning the championship in this situation.